A creep in my friend group has been stealing my underwear. Hey all, I'm new to Reddit, but I'm an avid listener, and I really need advice. I feel like I can't go to my friends and you'll see why later. I 23 female and neighbor 25 male who we will call Joey. I met Joey through a mutual friend, let's call her Sarah. Sarah had a birthday dinner in August of 2022, where it was about 13 of us and how I ended up meeting Joey. Joey was kind of new to the friend group and the only one in the group who I didn't know. Backstory: about 6 of us, Sarah, Ryan, Kenzie, Jordan, Kenny and I have known each other since high school. Then we met the rest of the friends during our time in college. Only Sarah, Ryan and Jordan went to the same college, and that's where they met Joey. Fast forward to July 2022, Kenzie and I and one of Kenzie's friends who's in the friend group, let's call her Shay, were talking birthday plans with Sarah. Sarah mentioned a dinner and how her parents are going to buy out a section of the restaurant. Then she listed the people who she wanted to invite. Joey was one of those people. That was my first time hearing about him. Everyone in the friend group has met Joey except me, so I questioned them about him. Sarah said, "Joey is a really cool guy. He's funny, he's sweet, and he knows how to have fun. I think you would really vibe well with Joey, so you have nothing to worry about." Kenzie and Shay agreed. I get nervous meeting new people, and it made me a little more nervous because I was the only one who hadn't met Joey. August 5th, 2022, Sarah's birthday. At 6 p.m. Sarah, Kenzie and I walk into the restaurant and over to the section. Everyone singing happy birthday and clapping. There were name tags on the table, so we had assigned seats. Sarah sat at the head of the table. Jordan, Shay and I sat on Sarah's left, and Kenzie, Ryan and Joey sat on Sarah's right, all in that order, which means I sat across from Joey. Before we all sat down, everyone hugged Sarah. Joey and I were oddly the last two to hug Sarah, so she introduced us and we sat down. I was a little annoyed that I was sitting across from Joey because that meant I needed to talk to him. I mean, I could have talked to the person that was on my left and right and on Joey's left and right, but that would have been too weird. We ended up talking and connecting. Joey was honestly a very funny guy. He had me laughing the whole night. He was literally a whole vibe and I really enjoyed myself. Fast forward to December 2023, there was some people speculating that Joey liked me because he bought me a Nintendo Switch with a few games for Christmas. It was something that I've always wanted, and the thought of him liking me did cross my mind, but I didn't want to take a nice gesture out of context. I also told those people to not take a nice gesture out of context. They agreed and never mentioned it again. Fast forward to June 2024. After my graduation college in May, I ended up getting an apartment in a nice little area. The apartment was nice, everything was nice, I loved it. Joey, Ryan, Kenny and my family helped me move into and set up my apartment. Everyone loved my apartment. It was renovated in a very spacious one-bedroom unit, all for the price of $700 a month. My apartment became the new hangout spot, like I had company every other day, and Joey was a frequent guest. We got to connect and bond, and we ended up finding out things we never knew about each other. Joey voiced how he was looking for a place to move to because his parents were putting him out when he turned 25. I told him the unit that was 4 doors down from me would be available at the end of July. Joey ended up getting approved for the apartment and was able to move in mid-August. Everyone was happy for him and I was excited that one of my close friends would be living down the hall. Joey moved into his apartment. Everything was great, we started hanging out more, and we cooked dinners for one another. When we reached October, things got weird, but I didn't pay it any mind. Joey started having a lot of maintenance issues going on with his apartment. First, it started with him not being able to shower in his apartment. I guess there was a leak somewhere that leaked into his downstairs neighbor's apartment. I allowed Joey to shower at my place for the time being. Therefore, I gave him a key to my apartment. Then when the leak was fixed, suddenly his washer and dryer stopped working, so I allowed him to use mine. I noticed some of my things were missing, but I didn't think too much about it. More and more things ended up broken in Joey's apartment, which I allowed him to use my appliances. And suddenly more and more of my things went missing, but this time it was my underwear and bras. It was just one thing after the next. I was hesitant to ask Joey about it, so I gaslit myself into thinking someone at the laundromat stole my items or I didn't get everything out the dryer or washer. Yes, I went to the laundromat even though I had an unit washer and dryer. I procrastinated doing laundry for a while and I was pressed for time. Fast forward to December 12th, I was hanging out in Joey's apartment while he ran downstairs to get our takeout. Prior to ordering food, Joey and I were talking about Christmas gifts. During the conversation, Joey said, "Yeah, they're hidden in this apartment somewhere." And me being me, nosy ASF, as soon as he left, I jumped up from the couch and ran to his bedroom. I looked under the bed, then I looked in the closet. Worst mistake ever. Joey had a box full of my dirty underwear and bras. He had pictures of me sleeping, pictures of me half naked, pictures of my spicy toys, pictures of me on dates with guys, pictures of me hanging out with other friends, just pictures upon pictures. I was sick. It was giving Joe from you. And stupid me didn't bring my phone with me, and I didn't have time to go get it either. I just closed the closet, and as I was walking down the hallway, Joey was coming back into the apartment. Therefore, I couldn't get any proof. Joey saw me and said, "I can't wait to eat this food. It smells so good." I said, "Yeah, I actually lost my appetite. I think I'm just gonna go lie down." Joey said, "Are you sure? Do you need me to do or get you anything?" I said, "Yes, can I have the key to my apartment back so I can give it to my brother?" He gave me the key and I left with my food. I was paranoid. How did he know where I would be? Was he tracking me? Was he following me? Was he listening in on my phone calls? Did he put a hidden camera in my apartment? I didn't stay in my apartment that night. The next day, Joey was asking to hang out and I said I can't, I'm busy, which I was. I took my car to the mechanic to check for trackers and they didn't find anything. I checked my phone for trackers and I didn't find anything. I checked my apartment for cameras and voice recorders and I didn't find anything. Joey's been reaching out non-stop and I guess he peeked that I've been avoiding him, so he got our friend group involved. Everyone's been reaching out to me. Side note, we're a friend group that likes to talk all of our problems out. So, Sarah and Ryan set up a lunch to talk to me, but when I arrived at the restaurant, Joey was there. I immediately turned around and ran back to my car. Joey saw me and ran after me, but I pulled off before he could get to my car. Joey's been sending me voice note after voice note, but there's 4 voice notes I can't get out of my head. The one he sent on the 21st said, "So I'm going to assume you saw all that stuff in my closet? It's not what you think it is." What? It's not what I think it is. Then the ones on the 24th said, "Oh OP. The truth is, I'm in love with you, and I have been since the day I first met you at Sarah's birthday dinner. I had you giggling up a storm, and I mean I still do. You made me feel like a man again. You made me feel like I was worthy of love again. Please don't do this to me, OP." Then an hour later he said, "OP, tell me this isn't what you want. Tell me you don't want me, OP, and I will leave you alone for good." Just when I was about to respond, he sent another voice note that said, "OP, fucking respond to me right now. I'm about to lose my shit." At that point I blocked him on everything. I called my sister and brother-in-law to come get me, and I'll explain everything later. My sister lives closest to me. That's why I called her instead of my mom. They came and got me and I explained everything to them. They say I need to go to the police and tell the friend group. I mean, I don't have much proof other than the voice notes, but those don't really prove anything. I'm honestly don't know what to do. Update. Hey y'all, Happy New Year. I was debating whether or not to do an update, but I guess we are here. Also, I wanted to have all the information instead of making 52 additional updates. Sorry for the delay. First, I would like to start off by thanking everyone who left a nice comment, so thank you. On to the actual update. In the morning of December 28th, I went to the police and reported everything. Police ended up obtaining the security camera footage from my floor to see all the times Joey has entered my apartment. I filed for a restraining order. After filing the police report, I went to property management to inform them of the situation and asked for my locks to be changed. During my conversation with management, they told me nothing ever broke in Joey's apartment because everything was brand new and they made sure everything was fixed before Joey moved in. And if there was anything that did break, management was unaware of it. I believe management because a water leak is something serious, especially when it's leaking into someone else's apartment. And if Joey didn't say anything, I'm sure the downstairs neighbor would have said something because I know their shit would have been ruined. So, Joey lied to me just to obtain a key to my apartment. I messaged Sarah to see if she was at home and she was, so I asked if I could pull up. She said, "Yeah, but Ryan, Kenny, and Shay were here." I said that was fine, and I pulled up minutes later. I went in and immediately they started questioning me about Joey and what's going on with us. Ryan said, "He's been crying to us saying you're not talking to him anymore because he made a joke about your dad and he didn't know your dad was dead." I said, "First off, he knows my dad is dead. He literally kept me company on my dad's birthday. He said he wanted to keep me company because he knows how it feels to lose a parent. Second, he's lying." Kenny said, "I knew he was lying, because there's no way a grown-ass man would be crying about someone ghosting him for making an insensitive joke if he really didn't know. And I've known you for a long time, so I know you're not someone to ghost someone for their ignorance unless they continue to be ignorant. So what really happened?" I told them everything that happened, and I played the recordings for them. They were shocked, especially Ryan and Sarah. Kenny said, "I wonder if he still has the box because we need to get it immediately." Kenny is someone that likes to take risks if it's legal, his words SMH. So he immediately started coming up with a plan of how we could get the box. At 3 p.m. we ended up getting everyone else to Sarah's house except Joey. I informed the rest of the friend group about Joey's behavior and played the voice notes for them. Everyone was in disbelief and speechless. Everyone was comforting me, and during that time is when I actually cried. It takes me a minute to process my feelings and emotions because I don't really like being too vulnerable with a lot of people. My vulnerability circle is limited to the people I went to high school with. Like I've cried in front of them and opened up about traumatic events I experienced as a child and teenager. So, for some of those people, it was my first time crying in front of them. On the 30th, Joey invited the boys of the friend group over to have a bro day. It's 5 other guys in the friend group and only 3, Kenny, Ryan, and Manny, ended up going. Kenny had to convince Ryan so they could get the box. Kenny called and told me this before going to Joey's apartment. I told Kenny to look everywhere in the room because it might not be in the closet anymore. Kenny said, "Okay, but first I'm going to try to convince him to hand it over, and hopefully he does because I think that might be illegal to go through someone's stuff." I said, "I don't know, Kenny, but good luck." Kenny said, "Okay, I love you, OP." I said, "I love you too, Kenny." Kenny is gay BTW, and he's like a big brother to me, so don't jump to any conclusions. Kenny, Ryan, and Manny went to Joey's apartment. Kenny drove his own car, and Ryan and Manny drove together BTW. They went in and talked with him for minutes. During the conversation, Joey said he's being evicted for not paying his rent, but he's only behind by 1 month. The leasing office told him that it was fine, and he has to pay late fees for every week that it's not paid. Ryan said, yeah, and probably for being a creep too. Joey looked confused. Ryan said, okay, let's cut all this BS out now. Where's the box, Joey? Joey said, box? Kenny said, don't play, Joey. OP told us everything. Now where's the box? Joey said, oh, so you guys believe her? Kenny said, yes, we heard the voice notes too. Where's the box? Joey said, I'll go get it. Ryan said, no, Kenny will go get it. Just tell him where it is. Joey said, why can't I get it? Ryan said, you know why. You're not dumb. Joey said, fine, it's in my bottom drawer. Kenny ran, grabbed the box and ran out of the apartment to his car. Kenny called me to meet him at the police station. Ryan and Manny made it out of the apartment okay and alive. Everything was still in the box, and I handed that over to the police as more evidence. Everyone in the friend group has blocked Joey on everything. Joey hasn't tried to reach out to me or anyone else. I'm waiting for Joey to move out of his apartment and return his keys before I completely move back into mine. My locks have been changed. My Bill installed cameras in my living room, kitchen, and front door. I'm still staying with my sister and Bill.